in our life. There are three major periods, the three Ps. And one is, postnatally, certainly from the time we're born until about 3 years old, this is the time when we're at our weakest in terms of the environment, or strongest. That is when abuse, trauma, abandonment really change the genetics. It marks the genetics in an interesting and oftentimes tragic way that we deal with in terms of psychopathy, personality disorders, terrorism, etc. So it's one of these things we know how absolutely to keep from happening. And so we know how to cure these. They don't know how to cure them, but we know how to stop them. And that's by getting rid of abandonment and abuse early on. But beyond that, there is also this preconception, a part of this. And that's a weird time to be susceptible. This is before you're even conceived, right? And this occurs through these transposons in the female reproductive tract. So after sex in the female reproductive tract, there's the sperm are there for about a day or so, but a lot of them die. There's only one hero who makes it to the end, and there's all these other soldiers helping along, but those soldiers are breaking down and they're releasing their contents. Well, the major contents they're releasing are transposons. Now, a lot of the transposons we have, these little pieces of DNA, we got from retroviruses like HIV, but all sorts of viruses and some bacteria. And they became part of us. We use them because it helps us rearrange our DNA, for example, so that we have very good immune systems. So every time you get sick or you're exposed to a new cold virus, these are busy at work recombining your immune system so it can recognize it. On the other hand, these transposons make us very vulnerable to cancer. A lot of the cancers are because of these. So with everything, with the genetics, and this is a fundamental part of this, my view of this, the story, is there's no good or bad genetic effects. They're just, it's always how you look at them, right? So we're happy about the immune system being helped by transposons, but we're not so crazy about the cancer side of it. But in the case of during conception, what happens, so you start getting mixing of all the different sperm's transposon elements. Now here's the trick, as it were. If the woman has had sex with 2 or 3 guys in that same 24-hour period, they're all going to be infecting each other, the transposons. So when the child is born, even though through paternity testing of the DNA, regular DNA, you'll say, well, that's the father. Well, actually, the child will have 3 fathers.